What's up guys, today we're going to be bringing the Prelude back to life. The last video about this thing, it was like 3 months ago. We shattered another oil pump on it, and we have now gone through 3 factory oil pumps on the Prelude. The first one we got with the car lasted a long time, but then after we broke that one, it seems like almost every other pass, after we put a new one in it, it just shatters it right away. The last one was kind of my fault though, this most recent oil pump breakage, because I 232'd it, which made the RPMs just skyrocket, and it destroyed it the first pass. But you know, we broke the very first one in Texas, we fixed that, and then the second oil pump, it did its fastest mile an hour, went 162, and then broke that one, that same pass, or actually the next pass after that, because it like broke an axle, and then we replaced that one, put the third one in it, and then I money shifted, and then shattered the third oil pump. So now we are onto our 4th oil pump right here. So we've been waiting for this one for a while, so that's why you guys haven't seen too much about the Prelude recently. We are going to be putting in a brand new oil pump. We're not going to be reusing an OEM used one that we just found laying around. This one right here is actually ported, and it has a billet like upgraded gear inside of here where the actual oil pumpage happens inside of there. So this is all upgraded in there. The gear is made out of a much stronger material and stuff, and hopefully this oil pump should be much stronger than just the used ones we've been throwing in this thing. And something else we got for the Prelude is this ATI damper. So this is going to help out a lot as well with the oil pump issue, because what this does is it takes a lot of the harmonics and vibrations like out of the engine when it's at really high RPMs. Right now we just have the factory one on there, so that's not helping us very much. But this one is actually going to have to get swapped out because this is the full race version. I ordered this one by mistake because I didn't realize that this has no alternator belt location on it at all. There's no ribs on it for a belt, and since we're still using the factory alternator and stuff, we need a pulley that can run the belt. So we're gonna have to switch to like the street version, get this guy swapped out. This is what you would use if your car was like on a 16-volt system or something and you had no alternator whatsoever and you were full race car. You know, you make a pass and it comes back and you recharge the car every couple passes. But we still have an alternator, so we need to get that guy swapped out, and then we'll be putting the right one on once we get it in. But for today, we are going to be pulling the oil pan off and stuff of the Prelude. We're going to double check the bearings as well to make sure nothing got hurt from the one that just broke in there. And then we are going to be getting our new oil pump installed today. And then we do have some future plans with the car that we will probably not get into this video, but we do have Cleetus and Cars coming up in about a month, and we do want to bring the Prelude to that. And as you can see right here, we have a hydro e-brake, so I want to get that guy installed in there at some point, since right now we just have a stock e-brake in there and it kind of sucks, doesn't hold the car back very good at all, so we could like preload it more with that. We also have a full-size battery in the back of this thing still, and I would like to move that up into the bumper, probably on this side. And then we also have a 10-gallon fuel cell in the back of this thing, and I want to get rid of that completely and build our own like custom 2 or 3 gallon cell, put that up in the nose as well. Move all that weight from the back into the nose of the car, which will help it out a lot as well. And then one last thing I would like to get done is upgrade the fuel pump. We have plenty of injector for all the power we'll need. We have 8 2200cc injectors, which should be plenty for all of it, but we do have a super old A1000 fuel pump in here that is just about maxed out at 1,000 horsepower. We literally can't push the car anymore, or else we're gonna start hurting stuff. So if we want to try to push the car, you know, faster than the 162 that it's already been, you know, maybe shoot for 170s, which would be sweet in this car, we're going to need to upgrade the fuel system. We're really just going to have to upgrade the pump. That's the only thing. Every other part about the fuel system is ready to go. So that are some plans for the car. I'd like to get some of this done, you know, before Cleetus and Cars. Obviously the pump needs to happen right away to make it even run. But yeah, I'm still trying to go after the record if we can get it, which is still currently a 930, which is the Prelude world record. We've been a 9.6, so we're still close. We've never even made a full pass in this car at sea level, because the only time we brought it down in elevation was in Texas, and then that first pass it shattered the pump. So we are going to get her all back up and going, get the new pump in there and stuff, and then get her ready for Cleetus and Cars, which is February 15th, and then we'll see how she does. But we're going to get it all the way up in there right now, get the pan off, and start checking it out. The bearing still on the crank? It is, yeah, it's right there. Ooh, they're a little hurt. Yep.
You can see the material going in through there.
Yep. I mean, it's not bad though. If they all look like that, we might be okay.
Yeah, as long as it didn't
mess
the crank up.
Yeah, the sides aren't squishing out, at least on this first one, but who knows what the rest look like.
The material definitely went through there. Scratched it up a little bit, but...
Oh yeah, no, that doesn't look too bad though.
No, it does. You can't feel anything. That's the middle one too, so it had to pass through some more before it went to that one.
Well, get the rest out and see what they all look like. All right, we just got all of the rod caps off, and all of the bearings definitely show some good signs of wear. They're all missing a little bit of material, but that is to be expected with an oil pump going out on a 1,000 horsepower Honda motor. But the good news is the crank looks good so far as the rod bearings go.
If it's just that, then I think we're good, but we'll know once we pull the main.
Yeah, we're getting ready to pull the girdle off to check the main bearings, so cross your fingers that that isn't any worse than these guys. And if we're good to go there, then we just need new bearings, and we'll put it all back together with the new pump, and she should be ready to go. But we're about to pull this girdle off and find out. Alright, just some little signs of wear. They don't look too bad though. At least these two. The other ones are still stuck up in there. That does not look bad at all though. Well, we got the girdle off, and all the mains look like they're in pretty good shape. There was one that sits a little loose. So we are going to go ahead and replace all the main bearings as well as the rod bearings and the thrust washers. Just go through it and put all new bearings in it, because the crank does look like it is okay. So we're just gonna, kind of send it, put it back together, and we'll just kind of monitor it once we get it all back together and running. Probably pull the pan and make sure everything is breaking into place nicely and we're not getting extra metal shavings, because that would not be good. But unfortunately, we do not have any bearings in stock, and we just got them ordered, and we're gonna have to wait on this thing until we get the bearings in, and then just get it all knocked out in a day, because I really did not think that the bearings were gonna be hurt, especially considering the first time it broke the pump, everything was almost savable, and then since this time had oil pressure the whole time up until this last pump breaking very briefly right during the middle of the run or something, I figured everything would have been okay, but we were wrong. So now that we got it all ripped apart, we know that we need new bearings, and we'll get those guys on the way and get the Prelude back up and going again, get the new pump in there, and she'll be ready to go. But for now, it's gonna have to sit until we get some parts in.
I mean, I think your wheelie was twice as high as that, but we can't go higher than that, man. Look, it's gonna be too sketchy.
Yeah, the engine hoist did not work, but we didn't get a good shot of the MR2 like doing the crazy wheelie. All the pictures and stuff we have, half the wall from the tracks covering it, and I wanted to try to get some like cool shirts and stickers designed. And a lot of people that I've been hitting up, they kind of need the full picture of the car because half of it's covered by a wall. So I was trying to replicate it, but this is about as high as we can go without it getting too sketch like this. So we'll see, unless someone out there can just draw the whole thing from scratch with the bottom of the car, because I kind of want to show like from this corner, so it's not just like a straight side shot of the car like this, but it's kind of like partly coming at you. I mean, that's still a pretty good size wheelie if they captured it like that. I mean, but I want the freaking moon wheelie.
Yeah, you know what it felt like. It was
almost 12 o'clock.
Couldn't even see the track anymore.
That's only like freaking 9 o'clock would be level. That's only like 10 o'clock. I mean, 9 o'clock's here, 12's here. We're only like 10.
We're gonna have to just prep this little pad right here and just have you launch it again.
I guess. I don't know if I want to do another wheelie like that. It would be cool if we could prep this out here and have it do a wheelie out here one day.
That would be sick.
But I really want to avoid doing a wheelie like that again, because it smacked the front end so hard. Will you tell people that stuff's on the way for Honda so they can stop asking?
Everybody keeps asking. So the transmission's on the way. I'm not going to tell you what transmission it is right now, but just know that it's coming soon. I'd say within the next month we'll know more. But I do have some parts.
Clutch is sent off too. Yeah, that's getting refurbished.
That should be back before the transmission. And then besides that, I got some new suspension that I still got to put on there. I need wheels because I want to put smaller wheels on it so I can put slicks on it. And then from there, a wiring harness because I took out the old OEM stuff, and she'll be ready to go. So it's coming out this season. Our season's closed right now, so I mean they open back up like the middle of April or something. So we have time, but I'm trying to have it done within like 2 months.
Yeah, we
it's coming.
Got a whole bunch of stuff on the way, but we're just waiting on parts. But
sometimes
in the next few months coming, we should have the ball rolling on everything.
So, especially when, you know, they're not parts you can get from anywhere, you know. From across the country.
They're also very much nicer parts than we're used to.
A lot nicer parts. It'll be fun. That's all I can say.
Well guys, looks like today's video is going to be a little short. Gotta wait on some bearings for the Prelude, unfortunately. Was hoping that we were gonna have it knocked out today and ready to go, but that's not the case. You guys know how it goes. You'd think by now we'd have some bearings and stuff like on deck ready to go, and it's probably something we should start doing. I think we might as well order 2 sets in case this happens again. We should definitely have a set of bearings for K series, H series, whatever it may be, because it's starting to get repetitive. Once we start making all these high numbers on these little Honda motors, we got to start keeping stuff on deck because they are going to wear out a lot quicker at these power levels. But yeah, gotta wait on some stuff for the Lude, but it is coming. Hopefully revamp it a little bit, get her back out there. And yeah, we got a whole bunch of stuff coming on the way, really cool stuff on the way. So you guys will get to see here very soon. But yeah, it's gonna be it for this video, so see ya.